Here we go. All right, thanks. In preparation of this meeting, I created a mural board. With that, we can do a little bit of visual, prioritization, drag things around, and in that way end up with the list that we want. The idea is that we create a list of at least the top 3 items that we want to schedule as soon as possible. But additionally, find out, hey, which issues do need a lot of effort, or we are uncertain about in terms of engineering, or that we need some solution validation or problem validation before we want to tackle that, to see what are the major roadblocks before we can actually schedule those items from a engineering perspective. So let me see. So if you go to the issue, but I'll send you a direct link towards the comment, or at least the discussion thread specific to CI. You will see a comment, and I will share my screen. So you will see this thread being generated. And when we go down, we can see, hey, these issues are to be converted into the following format. We can see, hey, this issue, we put a milestone on it. It can also be backlog, but we should give a reasoning. So like, hey, why can we not, schedule this directly? Or, hey, we need additional work on this, or, hey, this is not important, or whatever our reasoning is. And the idea is that we at least, come up with like a list of 3 issues that we are intending to schedule, ideally soon. And here inside of the comments, I've created a mural board, which you can see here. So I would love for you to join here, and then the meeting from this point onwards will happen inside the mural board.
Okay.
So here we have like the little buttons that we can put on the issues themselves. And here on the right side, I know they're not fancy, sticky post-it notes, but ideally they're kind of the same thing, only without color. We can kind of point them around in here and see which ones are the most important. So I suggest we have around 25 minutes. We go over each one of them if possible, and then we put them here on the map, and that's kind of like how we get to the result, right? Feel free to say anything you want to tell.
It's asking me to create a password to get into Mural, so give me a second.
It's like you should have you cannot skip it.
I'm in.
Are you sure?
I'm in now.
Okay.
If I skipped it before, it puts me in as anonymous, but now I'm in.
Ah, great. All right. And Vitika, have you already got your Murally account or not yet?
I did in the previous meeting. I signed up for that.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, see that. Like I thought you were anonymously like LinkedIn, but it has your initials. So that's good.
I'll contact the pictures.
So to go over what this is a little bit before we dive into this is these are all issues selected by me that have some correlation towards the merge request widget or the merge request page. And in that case, some of these issues will cover, of course, the category merge trains, as there is improvements to be made there. Why are we doing this? This is because we want to aid the Q2 UX OKR that intends to up the lovability around merge requests. This has visibility by our CEO and leadership, and I think especially from a CI perspective, we can make some impact and improve on some much needed items regarding pipelines within the merge request widget. So is it helpful for me to keep sharing my screen, or should I like go out and then each has their, like, we can move within Murally themselves?
Let's move
like,
within.
What is your opinion there?
I don't need the screen share. We can just work off of Murally.
Sounds good. Let's do that. So I would suggest to begin with this one. I'll drag it into the view. Merge request widget gives ambiguous UI instructions when merge trains are enabled. When we go to the link, and I should be able to click it, right? Yeah. The merge widget gives ambitious UI instructions. This was recently created by Marcel. Marcel is, by the way, the one that kind of pushed this effort forward to begin with, but from a create perspective. And now we're doing it from a verify and a release perspective. So we recently inherited the merge train category as part of continuous integration. I do not know, Tao, as this been so recent, how much you have dived into that category so much, yes or no?
I had a handoff from Orith on it, and I'm aware of the 20-some issues that are out there. I have one issue scheduled for next milestone. And then I think just recently, Shinya did a technical handoff to the engineers on CI team. But we haven't been in the code yet. But yeah, so we have one issue to start doing some changes in merge trains next milestone.
And which issue is that by any chance?
It is the one, I can get the issue number, give me a second. It's in the planning issue for 13.2, but it's to provide notification when an MR is dropped, because right now the user has no idea when merge train drops their MR. And so it's kind of an emergency fix on a really bad user experience that I was getting pinged on in Slack. Let me find that issue, sorry.
13.2, do you say?
In 13.2. So the issue is listed under the merge train thing. Do you want me to ping it to you in this? Oops.
Let's see. So.
Uh-oh, I just did something odd.
I don't see it yet in the 13.2 planning issue. Under the category top priority for merge trains, there's only add, remove,
that's the one.
Tasks.
I'm sorry, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. In adding or removing the to-do task, the adding of it is to solve under problem description. There's no notification that to the user when MR is dropped. So gotcha. They actually, Shinya created the title as the solution to the problem, the statement there, instead of stating the problem in the title.
Let me see. This is also related to merge requests in a way, right? Let me see. Merge train events.
It is, yeah. If an MR is dropped from a merge train, there's no notification.
So let me.
We need to add it, I guess, to your list then.
Oh, wow. Let me see. We can do it like this. I didn't know this was a possibility.
What did you do?
Look at how nice.
Oh. How did you do that? You just copy the link?
I have no idea. Maybe. Wait, let me see if I can do that with the other one as well. If you put in the link, it will just, wow, this is amazing.
Oh, interesting. It has the title and a little blurb, although it's bigger, but yeah.
All right, yeah, it is bigger. We can scale it though, right? Ooh, it doesn't like
can't do anything. Let me see. Can you get can you
wait, I'll just make this bigger and move it down.
Oops.
No need to be fancy. This one small. Let me see. So this one is super important. How are we doing here in terms of what work needs to be done on this?
What you mean from UX? What do you mean?
Like, does this let me do it differently. To each item, if need be,
Mhm.
we need to assign one of these labels. Needs engineering verification or like research.
So engineer has reviewed this and weighted it. So Marius, because I added it as a weighting issue in our current milestone 13.1 in anticipation that I wanted to implement in 13.2. So he looked at it a week ago, added a weight of 2 and made a comment that says, I think, and then he named a code area. I think auto merge strings service tag abort handles the logic that this is where we need to create a to-do note. So he's done some preliminary assessment of what the work would be from a back-end engineer with the draft message. We probably, from UX, we probably just want some suggested copy for the message, because it'll create a to-do with whatever copy is most, I mean, we want something that's short but user friendly and descriptive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to look how I can lock this thing because getting a little bit. Just be able to lock this thing, right?
Like on your graph there?
Okay, unlock. Okay, so it's now locked. All right, that was really confusing.
Oops, I just moved it. Sorry. What do you mean by it? Oh, you locked it. Sorry, you locked it to the
yes, exactly.
the little, you grouped them.
Already waited. Let me see. Put this here and then do another one.
Can we? Okay.
Already scheduled.
Oops.
All right, so we have the next one. I'll put it here underneath the little buttons at the top. Merged widget gives ambiguous UI. So that's the same one we were at just a minute ago. With this, the idea is, let me see, when a project has merge trains enabled, the initial state of the merge button widget after merge request has been created contains contradictory information. The primary button here is start merge train when pipeline succeeds. Just a couple of pixels further below, the UI states this merge request will start a merge train when pipeline blah 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 succeeds. I'm not sure whether that now means that I have to press the button to start the merge train, or if that has already been activated.
Hey Dimitri, I can't get to that issue by clicking on that. How do I?
If you double click,
oh,
it should do that.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
Yeah. Okay. So the decision we want to make on this is which of those circles to give it.
Yeah, I've given this an S2 label for severity. Let me see. So because if we go to, I'll put that link in here as well, see what it does. So I'll put it here above the things, but this link points us at the documentation for severity. And I said, let me see, broken feature in the functional row, broken feature with an unacceptably complex workaround. Users do not understand the workaround and likely to ask for support. Versus severity 3, broken feature with a workaround. Users are self-sufficient in completing the task with the workaround. However, it can cause significant delays. Maybe this is more of an S3 though. What do you think?
Are the definitions you're going off of the one that is in the handbook page for CIT?
So I'll share my screen for just a moment. So when I was here, I put in this documentation link.
Interesting.
This links us to the general severity and priority label triage documentation. As I've been pushing for UX depth to be triaged the same way as bugs, And there will be soon some merge requests that improve on this documentation a little bit, but mostly the idea is to look at this issue, at this row, which is the functional row, which applies to user experience. And I have, for this issue, have labeled it an S2, severity 2, but maybe, like the question here is, maybe it's an S3. In that way, we can place it somewhere on the board.
I think duration.
For example, let me see, importance.
Like
I would say severity is around here, S2.
Is there a workaround?
I mean, you can just push it.
Oh, yeah.
The idea, like the thing here is it adds confusion. It adds confusion. It's not that we block the user.
Yeah. I think it's an S3.
S3. Let me update the label. Yes, and feasibility, I would say, is quite doable.
Oh, how odd. It added the S3, but it didn't remove the S2.
Oh yeah, they're unscoped labels still.
Oh, they're not. Oh, they are. That's right. Odd. Okay.
Yeah, there's an issue to improve upon that, but apparently there's many internal tools that have hard-coded label names in the script.
Okay.
All right, I've put it up in here in terms of feasibility quite high, as I think it's just a front end change most likely. And so I would say in terms of like needs a small amount of design work. Feel free to rearrange as you see fit. Then we have this one. This is harder than it looks. All right. So what is this? Add possibility to access merge request description and title in GitLab CI. Sorry, let me open this. This intends, but I'm unsure how needed this is. But this intends to expose the merge request description and title in GitLab CI as a variable, so that users can use the merge request title and or description in their scripts to do whatever thing they want to do with it. How important do you think this is? It hasn't got a lot of attention though. There's 4 thumbs up, a little bit of discussion, but not much more, I would say.
I would tend to say it's low priority, S4.
S4? Yeah, this is not a UX depth issue per se.
Yeah, and it's not a broken thing. And after
no, exactly.
Yeah.
High, so, like it's a high feasibility but low importance, right?
Do you mind if I go add the label S4?
No, go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, S4. In fact, I'll do that for ones as we go, and you can focus on placing the things on the Murally board.
Vitika, could you help me out with this thing which now I've highlighted within the Murally document? These are all issues we still need to convert to the little nicely formatted thumbnail rich links. I don't know how you want to call them. If you take like the bottom part here, I'll shuffle them to the right side, and I'll do the left side. If you click on the link, just copy the link, and then you should be able to put them in.
Oh, okay.
Or at least you have to open them first, or just copy the link.
Wow, I cannot read what's in the purple. Increase. Darn it.
Otherwise, adjust the color if you want.
Okay. Hey, while you're doing that, on one of the circles, the purple one that is needs engineering verification research, I'm going to try to make that easier to read.
Sounds good. I have 4 to go.
No, that didn't help. Let's see. That's
All right, I got him. Got him.
Should I just remove all these text ones now?
Yeah, please remove them. And now I'll throw mine with yours.
Why is this font so small?
We can
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot make it bigger. Okay, next issue. Let me see. And perhaps in order to speed up a little bit, how about we each take an issue and then move them across the board as we see fit in terms of like feasibility versus priority. And I think Vitika, you can do as good a job as we do with your fresh look on things. I think is equally valuable. So feel free to, work alongside with us in this. The idea I have is, as we have shuffled them around, even though it's like incomplete and not as cross-functional as we want it to be, probably the most important items are gonna be here somewhere towards the right top corner. Let's discuss those ones, and then we can probably fit it in within the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then in that way, and not extend this meeting by more than half an hour. Sounds okay?
Yeah, just so that we're not all looking at the same ones.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do 3 rows for each of us of almost equal number of issues. Does that sound good? So I'll take the last row. Vitika can take the middle row, and I'll, Dimitri.
Yeah, I'll take the top one.
Okay. And then if you're done with those, just let me know, and you can start from my far right, since I'm starting from left to right. Okay. Oh, that's odd. The first one we already did. You already had it. Let me make sure.
If it's a duplicate, then...
Yeah, I'll just delete it. Oh, wow, 2 duplicates. What the heck? Are these all duplicates?
Did I?
Oh.
I hope I didn't.
Uh-oh, all of mine at the bottom are duplicates.
Oh no! We have many duplicates. Now we don't know which ones are which.
Yeah, all of...
Did I do that, or Vitika, were you the one that...
Let me undo what I just deleted. Let's see. Well, actually, it doesn't. Oops, it doesn't.
Is an undo?
There is not an undo.
Let me... you know what we do? Let's do the ones which are not duplicated, and we find out the ones which are duplicated later. Then we at least get some of them done.
So
and
let me
some of
just,
them will be.
yeah, let me just delete the ones on the last row. When I double click on the links, they take me to the same
Yeah.
issue. So those are all duplicates. So I'll
This is
remove
also
them.
duplicate.
Oh, wait. So I
This is
have my
duplicate.
open as tabs. I can start pasting those.
What?
You have them
I mean,
open still?
yeah, I do.
Ah, okay.
Okay, replace all of the ones on the bottom row
Okay.
because they're all duplicates.
All
Yeah,
right.
I would just remove them and just copy and paste the new in. So just like.
Okay, so I'll just delete
like,
these. Yeah, okay, you just did. Okay.
You're saying.
All right, maybe while Vitika's doing that,
Yeah.
I'll work on the middle row.
Sounds good.
And Vitika, when you're done, you can work on the bottom row.
Sure.
Okay. Hey, Dimitri, do you want me to be adding the labels when we see that it's not, doesn't have a severity label? Yes.
Yes, please do. Importance.
The feasibility one, is it from the perspective of engineering or what are we talking about here?
Feasibility, I would say from, I would say a combined effort from both this like product and engineering.
That's going to be just best guess there because. Oh, hey, I have to run. Shoot, I'm supposed to be in a one-on-one right now.
Oh,
Oh, me
really?
too.
Okay. Then
You know what? Let me. It's with Nadia. Let me see if she's willing to move it.
But I'll have to drop. I'm sorry. I have one
Yeah.
as. Thank
Okay.
you.
no worries.
So I'll come back to this and I'll do the three in the middle row. Okay. Or when I come back to it, if they're already moved, then I'll know that there's.
I'll come back to you asynchronously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Bye. Thanks for your help, Vitika. Good luck.
Bye.